I know you're not a U.S. Marshal. I'm a U.S. Marshal. There's only 3 of us in this town. You are not one of the other 2.
Impersonating a police officer is always a horrible idea. Impersonating a federal agent is an even worse idea, because I can guarantee you if you do it, you're going to get caught. The feds are coming for you. You're going to end up in the back of a police car and you're going to do some federal prison time. This is one of those.
Just observed a black truck with lights and sirens go through the intersection at 301. He's got lights and sirens. It's purple lights.
So the officer is fueling up his vehicle. He sees this car going through an intersection with lights and siren, and it's not a marked vehicle. This is always going to get an officer's attention, an unmarked vehicle using lights and siren. Even in a big jurisdiction like Las Vegas, if I was out and I would see an unmarked car with their lights and sirens on and I didn't hear a broadcast on the radio, I would absolutely get on the radio and say, control, whatever my call sign was, do we have a reason why our unit's going to be rolling code through the intersection of Nellis and Las Vegas Boulevard? And she would let me know. That's just very common practice and peculiar for something like that to happen.
4399, signal 67 in junction. 1634, 109.
See your other hand for me? Where you headed to? Okay. Do you have your driver's license on you?
You notice the officer said, let me see your other hand. He couldn't see the hand. Before he approached and got closer to the window, he said, let me see your hand. That's a very, very good practice. I mean, look, you can see the officer's reflection here in the door. See how close he is to the person. You can see the hands. You're in a much better position. Although behind the B pillar, I'm always going to mention it.
What's the deal with the purple lights? Yeah, they look purple to me. Where you headed to? A shooting in Marina? Okay, 10th floor. You got your Marshals out here? I'm sorry? All right, just hang tight for me.
That lights and sirens.
Yeah, I saw it.
Back there.
I saw it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So you had a witness who saw it as well, and it looked peculiar to a witness. In that kind of situation, if you are a witness to something like that, you're always welcome to call a non-emergency number and say, hey, I saw something strange. I wanted to make sure that I left my contact information in case you wanted to contact me as a witness. The officer's engaged in this investigation, so maybe that's why he didn't get the information from the person. I'm not sure. It could have been edited out, but if you're in that kind of situation, they don't have your information, you feel like you could be a good witness, you're welcome to call the non-emergency number, leave your information. I've seen it happen before, and some of that information is very helpful.
Can you run a DL? I don't know if you have anything to be able to tell me if this guy's U.S. Marshals. He's telling me he's a Marshal. He's running lights and sirens. Does it come back to a Marshal vehicle?
Okay, here we have some interesting things that we have seen develop. One is the vehicle is registered to a private citizen, not normal, especially if it's equipped with those kinds of lights. The other thing we noticed, and I'd like to share, is that if a person is rolling lights and siren in a plain car or any vehicle, the main reasons why policy dictates that a person can roll code, and remember, there's different policies. It's if you're heading to a pursuit or in a pursuit, you would have lights and siren on. Sometimes it's only in progress felonies in some jurisdictions, like a burglary. If an officer needs help in an emergency or serious situation, officers are going to roll code. But from what this guy is saying, why he was rolling code, it doesn't match a lot of the policies that I know why a person would roll code, meaning lights and siren. He also presented a badge with no ID. I've spoken about that before, but I'd like to see if maybe he's going to show more ID or credentials in the future.
The vehicle is your vehicle, is that correct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm just looking for something to verify that you're a U.S. Marshal, all right? Who is it? I'm sorry? Yes, sir. Okay. What? Okay. Give me a way to verify your identity here, other than calling down there. You said it was Dylan? Spell it. Galbraith?
I've donated plus campaigns on the back there.
That's fine. I mean, listen, if you are who you say you are, you know, then we'll be good. But right now, I just need something to verify that. What exactly are you responding to? What are you responding to?
All it takes one camera. They had a thing going on out there. 2 gangs.
Do you have a radio or something like that?
In my car.
So you don't have
I'm in
anything
my
else?
personal truck.
So how come your personal truck is outfitted with lights and sirens?
Just in case they run the doors.
Okay.
The car won't go in there. You see my mail.
Yeah.
You see my mail.
Can you roll you out in the back window just for us? I know we're all safe. Thank you, buddy.
I just come from camping.
Do you have any weapons on you? Yeah. Okay. What is it? You don't need to reach there. I'm sorry? Okay.
It's not on me.
Fair enough. State 1012.
So as you look, you see a lot of cars here. Suspicion of impersonating is going to get a large response, not only from just patrol, but also investigators as well. That will happen for sure.
We're working on getting in touch with our liaison right now. Okay. Yeah, if he calls our dispatch, we can straighten it out that way.
Yeah. I went to voicemail, so I left him a message.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just hang tight with me
I
for
got
a
to go
minute.
back to shift in about 2 hours. So,
Where's shift at?
I
Where's
got
shift
to get
at?
in my car.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, hopefully we can get this resolved really quickly. All right, thanks. So his name is, looks like Derry Lambert. Yeah, it looks suspicious, and yes. Ultimately he's driving a GMC pickup truck. It's personally registered to him. It's got lights and sirens. I watched him run the intersection, and I got up to the vehicle. There's no rear view mirror. He handed me credentials, which was just the badge. He does not have other credentials, and said that that's in his other car. He's saying he's on shift work, and he's got to be back in shift in 2 hours.
Okay, so let's talk about this. And I've mentioned this in other videos before. Carrying a badge without credentials is meaningless. I stopped someone and they just had a badge. It absolutely meant nothing. And even as a retiree, I have a badge. This is my shiny gold retirement badge. And I have a credential from my department. Here, I have a credential. And I carry it because there's a federal law, HR 218, which means that retired law enforcement officers can carry their weapon concealed in any state with their credentials as long as they meet the requirements and qualify it with their firearm, with some stipulations. But you have to carry that credential with you. Just carrying a badge is not enough. And there are a lot of other reasons. I mean, there are active officers that would find it silly to walk around with just their badge. You need the credential to identify you with the ID card to show who you are.
Again, none of this really makes any sense. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, we got somebody on the phone who wants to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Sir, what is your name?
Derry Lambert.
Okay, what district do you work out of?
I work out of Texas, but they got me down in Florida right now looking into Marion Oaks. There's two gangs out there that are riding on a four-wheeler with a pole on it, busting into people's houses.
Okay, so
And they got a
what
call,
district
so I
in Texas do you
chase.
work out of?
What's that?
What district in Texas do you work out of?
Dallas.
Okay.
My mom's in the hospital in Moffitt Cancer Center, so I flew back down to my second house.
I understand it's a federal crime now.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Now it's already becoming pretty obvious this guy's pretending to be someone he is not. But what's scary is the exact same thing could be happening to your identity right now without you even knowing it. You see, every year, millions of people have their private information exposed on the internet. And as we speak, there are potentially hundreds of websites trying to sell your information. And that's on top of all the other places your data has been leaked and ready for the taking. However, Incogni works by scraping the internet to find out where your information has already been exposed and immediately sends takedown demands to help wipe your information from the internet within days. And setting up an account is as simple as registering and authorizing them to work on your behalf. And once you've done that, Incogni goes to work scrubbing all your information from these websites. And often there's a lot more information out there than people realize. Plus, with their new unlimited plan custom feature, you can request specific links and Incogni's privacy team will take care of them for you. And I know just how dangerous having your information out there can be. As years ago, I actually had someone impersonate me to extort a close family member of mine. So take your personal data back with Incogni and use the code Sergeant Curtis by scanning the QR code or through the link below and get 60% off an annual plan.
When you talk to us, keep your hands up. Thank you.
Oh, I got no.
Thank you. Just want to talk to us, okay?
Yeah, I get the whole story.
You done with him?
That's going to be a big no.
Yeah. So you a Cowboys fan?
Huh?
Are you a Cowboys fan?
You say that.
Yeah.
I like the Gators.
Yeah.
You need to just call Mike and have him call you.
No, relax here.
Make it easier.
Yeah.
I got to get back and pick her up.
All right.
You want to follow me home? I don't live.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Once we check the red flags, then we'll go from there. We're going to remain here until we get done with our investigation, okay?
Okay, so let me talk about a couple of things. Two things in particular. One is the U.S. Marshal Service. That does not seem like the type of crime that they would be responding to some gang members riding a four-wheeler breaking out windows. It seems like something local police would handle. Could they possibly handle that? Yes, but that would just be very strange. Now, let me tell you something really interesting. There's a thing called an authenticity check. I don't know if they call it the same thing here, but an authenticity check happens when a person who's in that entity or has been in that entity asks a question that a person claims to be in that entity would know the answer to. And if they can't answer that question, it kind of rules out the authenticity of that individual. This is very common in stolen valor type situations. You know that I was in the Marine Corps. If someone says to me, thinks I'm playing Marine, they say, oh really, where'd you go to boot camp? I can instantly tell you, Paris Island, 3rd Battalion, I Company. I can tell you the year. I can tell you my senior drill instructor's name to this day, and that was way back in 1987. Police can ask each other different questions. Doctors can ask questions to know if they're really doctors or not. So it's really interesting when you see this authenticity check and he's failing it, because that district question was definitely an authenticity check and he didn't answer it properly.
All right.
I got red bugs out in the weeds last week.
I'm sorry.
I was telling him, what's out in the weeds? I got red bugs. Eat me up chasing a guy through the damn forest the other night.
Can I put your hands behind your back?
For what?
I'll explain it to you. So you're going to be arrested for impersonating a police officer, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, okay? Do you understand each rights I explained to you? Having these rights in mind, you wish to talk to us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a question for all the active and retired law enforcement officers, all the LEOs. If this was you and you got cuffed and accused of this, would this be your response? Or would it be something completely different than this calm, relaxed, chill, like, okay, whatever, let's keep this moving? Very contrary to what the normal response would be to a real LEO.
So when I saw you coming through the intersection, where were you headed to?
Marion Oaks.
Okay. Why?
I got a call, the four-wheeler was spotted.
Okay. So you were...
Going to get my car.
Who spotted the four-wheeler?
Huh?
Who spotted the four-wheeler?
I have two partners down here.
Okay. What are your partners' names?
Jim.
Jim. Is it James or Jim?
No, it's Jim.
Jim? Okay. What's Jim's last name?
Wilson.
Wilson?
And the other one's John Terra. He's Spanish.
Tara?
I think it's Terra.
Spell it.
I don't know how he spells his last name. He's Spanish.
Okay. Does he work with you as well?
Yeah, we're down here for a week.
Where do you work at?
Where do I work at?
Yes, sir. Where do you work at?
I told you I live in Texas.
Okay.
I have a house here and one in Texas.
Okay. All right.
There's a saying, and I think I'm gonna get it right, that if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. And if there's ever a time where that quote ever fits, it's with this guy right here, because this story is just making less and less sense as it goes.
And who do you work for? Who are you employed by?
United States Marshal Service.
U.S. Marshals. Okay. You told me that you don't have your credentials with you, but they're in your...
They're in my Charger.
In your Charger. A work vehicle?
Right.
Okay. Who's the Charger registered to?
It's registered to the Marshal Service.
Marshals. Okay.
That's my personal vehicle.
So why would the Marshals outfit your personal vehicle with lights and sirens?
In Texas, it's not like here.
Okay.
You don't have cars like this.
You have a Florida
trucks.
tag.
I know.
Okay.
Would you mind turning the lights on for us?
Well, if I could undo my hands, yeah.
But here's what I'm gonna do. Tell me how to do it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go through it.
Okay.
You want?
Come on.
Well, relax.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not
Just
going to
wanna-
listen.
well, come on,
I'm not going to It's on my way.
How do I turn the lights on?
No,
Right here?
Yeah. Turn the knob on. Now flick it all around.
Are these the only lights you have on, or are there some in the back?
I'm not kidding.
No, that's fine. My man, moment of truce, okay? All right. So I need the. So ultimately, your 1040s are in there, right? Your tax forms. Okay. So do you want to tell me why it's not showing that you work for?
Tax forms.
Yes, sir.
Them are old ones.
Okay,
I
so it's.
own a concrete company too.
Yeah, I see that.
I had to go to SRM yesterday to get.
So you're U.S. Marshal. Do you want to hold on to that? Because ultimately you're going to go to jail for that, okay? So this is your opportunity to come
clean.
Come clean.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
If you want to follow me home.
No, we're not following you home. You're going to jail, okay? You understand that? Do you understand that right now, okay? You are being arrested for impersonating a police officer.
Marion County, Florida.
Do you want to call Mike Rosen?
Nope, I've called everybody I needed to call, okay? You don't want to come clean. You don't want to explain to me what's going on, why you're driving around like this, how long you've been doing it for.
I've never been doing it.
What do you mean you've never been?
I've been working for him. It's the first time I've ever done it in my personal truck.
Okay, but why would your personal vehicle be outfitted with lights and sirens? Did you buy it at Walmart?
At Walmart.
Yeah, did you buy the setup at Walmart?
I don't know how to buy it at Walmart.
Okay.
They installed it. I'm no welder.
Walmart.
No wire or none of that.
Walmart installed it?
No. You think I wired all that shit up? I'm not an electrician.
I don't know what you are. All right, you're telling me that you're a U.S. Marshals, but everything else says that you work in a concrete business.
I own both.
Okay. You own the U.S. Marshals?
No. I own a concrete company. If you want to follow in my house, I'll show you.
We're not following you to the house. All right.
We'll call the sheriff. He knows. I'm not joking with you.
Okay.
If it was funny, it'd be funny.
No, it's not funny.
No, it ain't funny.
No, it's not.
No, I've never had a handcuff on me in my life.
Okay.
I've been in Iraq for 14 years. It's the first time I ever seen a handcuff on me.
Well, ultimately, your
twice.
credentials do not show that you're law enforcement, okay?
Yeah.
You're telling me that you are. You're sticking to that. You're telling me that you are right now, while you're in handcuffs in the back of my car, that you're law enforcement, yet I haven't been able to verify that through any of the resources that I have, okay? You don't carry your credentials on you that you allegedly have.
I'm not in my car.
Okay, but you have to have them on you. And so you're telling me that you are, but you don't have them on you, right? So you're going to be booked for it, right? And you're going to have to go before a judge. And you're maintaining your story at this point right now that you're U.S. Marshal.
I know the whole story.
Okay.
I know every judge in Marion County.
Okay.
Watch your feet real quick.
Go on, slide back in there.
Easy.
Blair's on his way, so
Okay.
he wants you to stay till 12 here until he gets here. He wants to see
Okay.
all he's got.
Yeah.
And he wants to make it a federal case or something.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
I know you're supposed to be getting
I don't
off.
care.
Are you
I don't
stick
care.
around? Okay.
I'll take a reverse 8 if I have to. I mean,
Okay.
we'll
Whatever
figure
you
it
want
out.
to do. Okay.
Or Hannah can take them. I don't care.
Huh?
But-
It's up to you.
So ultimately, I was at the gas station.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Started to fuel up, and all of a sudden I hear lights and sirens, and I look up, and I see this truck going through the intersection, lights and sirens going on the shoulder, passing everybody. So I stopped fueling. So
You said they look purple.
they look purple. I
Yeah.
just looked at them. They're red and blue, but they look purple. You know, you saw it, right? Yeah. It's obviously a cheap setup. I can't tell if I can't make whether or not that receipt shows that it was bought from Walmart. But it's a cheap setup. He maintains that he's U.S. Marshal even after confronting him with all the facts.
So there's something that may seem insignificant here was that little segment where the officer mentioned that he was fueling up and about the sergeant talking about the fact that he was going to get off. This is important here. There's a thing in policing, and every cop is going to know about this, that when you get ready to get off shift, there are some officers you'll encounter that put the blinders on. I'm about to get off, the blinders are on, anything that goes on that's not in the purview of me getting back to the station, I don't see it. This officer is definitely not like that. This officer is displaying displaying the highest level of what professional policing is. He's missing possibly time with his family. He's possibly missing time with doing something that he wants to do on his off time, but he is committed to being a professional and doing what he has to do. And I commend him for that. It's something that if you watch these kinds of videos, it's something that people overlook, but that definitely needs to be mentioned. Good job, Deputy.
I mean, his story doesn't line up or match up with anything that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So he's got a mirror out on the driver's side that he says that yesterday while he's following these gang members on a four-wheeler in Marion Oaks, they shot out his mirror, and that he has eyes on him right now, his two officers.
Does he work segment 20? No? Okay, just checking.
He's just holding on tight to that story. So he's got two officers in Marion Oaks right now that have eyes on him.
by their first name.
Well, he gave me their names, but he can't spell it. He's got Officer Jim Wilson, but I said, is it Jim or James? He goes, no, it's Jim. Every Jim is a James.
Yeah.
And then John Terra. Hey, but what's that exhaust manifold back there for?
Huh?
What's the thing in the back seat?
It's an airboat header.
Oh, airboat
It's
header?
an airboat header.
Okay. What's it? Why is it back there?
I just had an airboat built.
Okay. So that's your work for your airboat?
Yeah, they had to measure the cage.
Okay.
The two things he's looking up, they're for my mother. She's in Marshal
Okay.
Hospital handicap. The second newest one, it'll read to that tag to that truck.
Fair enough.
The old one was for my dad.
So why are you driving around with them if it's for your mother?
Because I pick her up and take her.
Okay.
She lives in Oxford.
Okay.
That's where I was coming from.
Okay. All right. So one's for your mother and one's for your dad, you said?
My dad dead.
Okay.
It's old.
Okay.
But the latest one registers to that tag and a Kia. Brand new Kia 2024.
Can I call your mom to verify?
My mom's a Moffat.
She's in Moffat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Incoherent.
Okay.
In the cancer center.
Gotcha. Okay.
She wouldn't know me from you.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right.
I'm not kidding you, man. I'm not playing the damn game.
Okay. All right. Well, slide on back in there for me.
If you call Danny Rosie, you can figure it.
Why Danny Rosa? Who's Danny Rosa to you?
We're good friends.
Okay.
He knows me.
And who is he to us?
He's Captain Danny Rosa,
For who?
Marion County.
Okay. All right. We'll slide on back in there for me. He says he's good friends with Lieutenant Rosa. He's called him Captain Rosa. But it's not working.
You know it's coming, and I'm sure that you notice it as well. We have a senior sergeant here. Looks like she can handle business. The tactical bun is the most effective way to be in your patrol uniform in case you get into some kind of fight or scuffle. Tactical bun, get it up there and ready to go.
So he's got his his 1040s are in there. He says they're old. So that's why it doesn't show that he's...
Why he's working that out?
Yeah.
Can you say how many years he's been a marshal?
No, I'll ask him that. That's a airboat exhaust. Hey, how long you worked for the U.S. Marshals?
About 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Going on it.
I'm sorry?
I'm finishing up at Votech with Lakuchi right now to go to work for Marion County. So,
To do what?
to be a cop. Danny Rosa got me hooked up in the program at Votech
So why would you leave the U.S. Marshals to come work for us?
because my mom's sick and about to die.
Gotcha.
I'm not living out
Wouldn't they
there
have a
anymore.
position over here for you? I mean, you're working out of here right now, according to you.
I'm just working for them. I'm not a Marion County cop yet.
No, I understand that, but you said you're working for the Marshals out here right now.
Yeah, just for a week.
Okay,
I'm going back.
but you're saying they don't have a position for you here.
I haven't applied yet.
So why would you go and be a cop for Marion County Sheriff's Office as
Because
opposed?
I'm going to live here forever.
Okay, all right, slide on back
Just
in.
call Danny.
Okay.
This guy's story is in that hole and he's making it deeper. Here's how it usually works. Local police to Fed, it's rarely federal officer to local police. Now you know that I was local Las Vegas police, and that's not to say that the feds are better. I mean, it's just a different function. They do a phenomenal job at what they do, and local police do a great job at what they do. A few other things. I believe to become a U.S. Marshal, you have to have a 4-year degree, or you have to have a combination of college, a 4-year degree, and experience. So experience in law enforcement, and please, U.S. Marshal or someone who's in one of those federal services, could you please in the comment section write the specifics of what it is? It's really helpful to learn from, you know, people who are actually in it. And that would have been another great line of question. But again, I share this with you because body cam's great, but a lot of these are edited heavily, and he may have asked that question, and that could have been just another piece of the puzzle that put this whole thing together to figure out whether he's a marshal at. I am willing to bet a large sum of money that this man is not a marshal. Nothing that he says makes sense.
And then he's got like a GM dash kit in it. I don't know what the dash kit is, but that's only $14.74. Hey, so what's this receipt for?
I have my glasses on.
It's a GM dash kit
Stereo for my work truck.
for your
Concrete truck.
for your work truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a radio.
How many vehicles you got parked at your house?
3.
And what are they?
I got a GMC, which is in my dad's name. I got a 2013 XL dually with a concrete trailer hooked to it. And that black truck. And I got a Mercedes Benz in the garage.
Where's the Dodge?
Dodge.
Yeah, you said you had a Charger.
Oh, it's at my house. I thought you said work trucks.
No, I asked you how many vehicles are parked in your
I
driveway.
got shit. I can't leave them all there, so I scatter some out.
Hey, Mr. Lambert, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
No, not so good as that.
Yeah? All right. Well, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Okay.
I'm going to read you your Miranda warnings. I know he said that he already did, but I just want to read them to you again, okay?
Yeah.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to answer some of my questions or talk to me?
I'll answer whatever you want.
Okay, what happened today?
I got a call. There's a thing on the dash of my truck. I'm parking at Moffett. I come from Moffett. I drop my mom's car off at Oxford. I come out of there. I seen that skinny cop right there pulled over with a car. The lady pulled over and went past him. Coming down the road, I get a call on my cell phone. Hey, they see the four-wheeler out there on the drone. Can you come help us?
Who's that?
So
Who called
my squad in Texas. If you look through my phone, you'll see the 941 area code.
you? By squad, what do you mean by squad?
They sent 3 or 4 of us down here,
Who is they?
the Rangers.
The Rangers? Which Rangers? Like the baseball team?
No, hell no.
Okay, so what Rangers?
The Marshals.
The Marshals?
Yeah. I've been
So the
in damn
Marshals-
hospital for damn.
Okay, so the
Since this
Marshals sent you from Texas?
I live down. I got 2 houses, one here, one there.
Okay, so the Marshals
transferring.
called you.
Danny, I've known Danny Rosa since I was a kid.
Okay, did Danny Rosa call you?
No,
Okay,
if you call him, he can
Okay.
straighten it out.
okay,
I tried to call him, but he wouldn't answer. He went to voicemail.
okay. So
Mike Woods,
who called you? You said your squad called you. You identified your squad as Rangers at first, and then you said Marshals.
No, because I was in the Rangers for 21 years.
Okay.
If you look under my back seat, there's a military light. It says ML1. That was in our troop.
So your
And then
Marshal
they
squad
shut it
called
off.
you, and then what happened? What
wanted
did they
me to-
say?
They wanted me to respond to Marion Oaks. I said, I'm at 441 and 42.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it'll be probably 30, 40 minutes in the traffic.
Okay.
They said, never mind. So I shut the lights off and quit.
But before that, you turned the lights on?
I turned the lights on at 42.
And by lights, I mean the what you would, your
In the
emergency
grill-
lights?
No, in the grill, I have full-blown lights in that truck.
By lights, what do you mean? Like headlights?
No,
What kind of lights?
ask him. See me?
Like emergency cop lights.
Yeah.
So you have cop lights in your truck. I'm calling them emergency lights because
Yeah,
that's
they're
what I
not-
call them.
Okay.
So
Cop
you
lights.
consider them as cop lights.
Yeah.
So you activated
blue.
your red and blue lights before the intersection. That's when
Right
you
at
got the
the
call,
intersection.
right at the intersection.
Yeah. Right
So
past the
then-
Dallas car.
Did you go through the intersection?
I slowed down. I went around the right-hand side. Everybody stopped. I went through them. Got up over the hill.
You went through the
Canceled the
intersection
call.
and then got up over the hill
I shut them off.
and then shut them off.
That
Okay.
was the end of it.
Okay. What happened whenever you got pulled over?
Well, I've been locked up. I've been sitting in this car.
No, like
for-
what happened? Like you pulled your truck off onto the grass. The deputy, I'm assuming, walked up to you.
Yep.
So what happened then?
I know the whole drill. I stuck my hands out. I just sit there, rolled the window down, explained who I was, what I was doing.
Okay.
And here I am, been sitting in this damn car. Never had a handcuff on me in my life.
What did you show
Never
him?
been pulled over. My badge.
What do you by your badge? What is your badge?
It's in that front bag right there. Wherever
Okay.
you put it.
What is it?
It says U.S. Marshals.
Okay, so you are identifying yourself as a U.S. Marshal.
Yes.
Okay. Were you wearing anything else that identified you as a U.S. Marshal?
My hat.
So you got a hat that says U.S. Marshal and
Yeah.
you were wearing that?
I got a shirt, bulletproof vest. I got it all.
You got a bulletproof vest?
I just come out of Moffitt, so I couldn't wear it in there.
Okay, where's your bulletproof vest at?
It's in my house.
Your bulletproof vest is at your house?
Yeah, I've been in Moffitt Cancer Center all day.
Okay.
There's a slip on my dash for valet parking.
Okay.
Definitely seeing some signs of impairment. Don't know if it's booze or something else on board, but the motor skills, the speech, definitely something else seems like it's on board.
You got like a change of clothes or anything in the truck? Okay, so you were going to go respond to Marion Oaks because your squad told you that something was going on out there and you were going to respond.
I was going to get my car.
Do you have a U.S. Marshal vehicle at your house?
I have a Charger, just an unmarked Charger.
So it doesn't have any lights in it?
Yeah, just like that.
So it does have lights in it.
Yes.
Who put those lights in?
I don't know. They gave it to me that way.
So the U.S. Marshals provided you with a vehicle with lights in it?
Yeah.
Who put those lights in your truck?
I took it to some place they do it.
What, do you know what place it is?
No, they took it. I dropped it off at the, I'm trying to think, mechanic shop. Rising Sun. They did the oil change. They picked it up from there. Butch.
And who paid to put those in? You didn't pay for them?
No.
So the marshals paid
Yeah.
for it?
Yeah,
Okay, so they would probably have a receipt then
I'm sure.
if the marshals paid them?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
That's what I said. If we
Is it
could.
Sunrise or Rising Sun, the mechanic shop?
It's right over the hill in Ocala on the right across from the cemetery.
So you've heard me mention this before, B-Way, best witness against yourself. And this guy is definitely the best witness against himself. And I can tell you that he's going to jail for sure. And it likely is going to be interesting when they get to the jail. He just won't let it go. U.S. Marshal getting booked into a jail would be absolutely insane. So this is interesting.
So where do you work out of Texas?
Dallas.
Dallas?
Yes.
What's your district?
District. What do you mean?
Well,
We just
if
have a
you're
headquarters in Dallas.
if you're a U.S.
It's called-
Marshal,
it's
you would
called
know your district.
641.
641?
That's our squad.
Okay.
But there's only a few of us here.
A few of you? Would I be one of those?
No.
I'm not a U.S. Marshal?
I don't know. I didn't see your badge.
Well, here's my credentials. I am actually a Special Deputy U.S. Marshal. Here are my credentials.
Mine are in my car.
These, your credentials like this are in there.
I have one just identically to that.
Okay. I would say probably not. Because I'm asking you very easy questions to be able to identify yourself, and you're not. Who's your supervisor out of Texas?
My supervisor?
Yes, sir. Your direct supervisor.
Jim Willis.
Jim Willis?
Yeah.
What do you do for the United States Marshals?
Well, I normally just do raids.
Raids?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you work for?
I just told you twice.
Like, okay, so do you work for the Fugitive Task Force? Do you work for the District Marshals?
No,
Who do you work for?
I work for the task force.
You work for the task force?
Like people running, we do raids. All I do is raids.
You know Jim Willis's phone number?
I do in my car.
It's in your car,
Yeah.
this truck?
No,
Where's Jim Willis at right now?
Texas.
Okay, you gave me two names. Do you remember those two names that you gave me earlier that are your partners here that you called me?
Got me so confused, man. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I've been in Moffitt since I ain't slept in 3 days. My mom's in a critical care unit.
So you don't remember who your partners' names are?
I have a couple different centers.
She's in the cancer center.
Moffitt only treats cancer. So what building is she in?
I'm gonna look on my phone and find out. because I just left them. I said, call Mike Woods. You can solve this problem.
Who is Mike Woods?
The sheriff.
Do you mean Sheriff Billy Woods?
Billy Woods, yeah.
Okay.
I call him Mike. I donated all the wood for his campaign, the whole 9 yards.
Are you intoxicated right now?
Hell no, I ain't intoxicated.
Okay.
I've been awake for 3 days.
Okay. I just didn't know if you were on. Maybe had a couple drinks, or done any type of illicit drugs.
I've been awake for 3 days now in the ICU.
All right.
Call Moffitt. The number's on my phone. There's a valet sticker on my truck. I got a handicap thing. Whole 9 yards.
You got your phone with you here?
It's in the truck.
You got your phone in the truck?
Yeah.
You don't have your supervisor's number in your phone?
That's my personal phone.
I got supervisors in my personal phone.
I don't. I have a phone like y'all got.
Sure, and I have my supervisor's number in that phone. But then I also have his personal phone number in case this phone dies. That way, if I need to reach him, you don't have his
If you look at that one, that's my concrete phone.
This is an excellent opportunity to share something that's educational when it comes to the types of police there are, or law enforcement that there are. There are uniformed, there are plain clothes, and there are undercover. A lot of people confuse a plainclothes detective with being undercover. Those terms are not interchangeable. A true UC, an undercover operative, would not show up to a scene like this, would not be flashing a badge. They don't even have a badge on them. They don't associate themselves with anything law enforcement. They have a completely different identity that will come up in a computer system. They will get pulled over by the police and will not identify themselves as police officers. They will give them a driver license that will come back with all the information because their life depends on it. There can be no cracks in a UC's whole story. It's just complete. They have legit IDs and everything. At the higher level, there are some smaller agencies that may do some things different, but the practice of being an undercover operative, especially on the federal level, is if you are a UC, you are not going to be known that you're a UC and not identify yourself. And you'll have plainclothes investigators who will carry badges and who will identify themselves as law enforcement. Very, very different.
I'm going to give you a little bit of, an out. Okay, listen to me for just a second. I'm going to give you a little bit of an out or whatever.
Right.
I know you're not a U.S. Marshal. I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Right.
I know for a fact, 100%, you are not with the U.S. Marshals. Okay? So I would just want to know why you would try to identify as a U.S. Marshal. Was it to, like, get around traffic?
No.
Okay, so what were you trying to do?
I told you twice. I was responding to a call.
With the U.S. Marshals? Okay.
You don't know about the drones out there flying over?
Sir, there is nothing like that. I'm gonna give you a little tip, pro tip. Okay? There's only 3 of us in this county. You are not one of the other 2.
Okay.
That's a pro tip.
Okay.
All right?
You don't know me and I don't know you.
100%.
Right.
But yet, we do the same thing.
Right.
I know people in Texas too.
And I've been in the military 16 years.
Okay.
The Rangers.
Okay.
And you didn't know that.
No. I've never been in the military.
I've been shot twice, got 2 bullet holes in the back, stabbed twice.
Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. I'm not talking about the Rangers though.
Right.
All right? Go ahead and put your feet in.
Just call Billy Woods.
Okay.
It's simple.
Hey, how much is that lien on your truck? You don't know how much the lien is on your truck?
How much do you owe for your truck?
I don't owe 0, but I put a lien on it because I got a divorce. First wife took one.
Go ahead and do me a favor and put your feet in there. Have a seat. Not right now.
Yep, we'll do.
We searched it real good. I mean, he's not lying. He's got headers in there. He's got a big old LED, like it looks like a military light from a vehicle in the back seat. Everything's nice, clean, parallel, nice, no junk everywhere. Let me go get you some good. All right.
I already took, I saved the pictures Henry sent to me. So if you pull up U.S. Marshal movie badge, that's the first thing that comes up.
Oh, really?
Is it real metal? Is it?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, it just looks plastic.
Well, I mean, that's a real U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks
yeah.
plastic.
But this, it doesn't even have our, like, this isn't even right. There's nothing, I mean, it's not even close.
So this is interesting. The real U.S. Marshal is saying that the badge that was displayed and the hat don't even match what the real thing looks like. They were purchased on the internet likely. And it's amazing the kinds of things that you can find on the internet. I've shown it in other videos of mine.
Did you get a hold of Mike Woods?
I'm sorry?
Did you get a hold of Mike Woods?
Same type for me, bud.
These cuffs are fucking killing me. I got my left wrist shattered. Tell him not to lose that phone because I got to call.
I'm sorry?
Tell him not to lose that phone because I got to call.
I have your phone right here.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna seize it.
Okay. But I got to call. I get one call.
Not off that phone, you don't.
But off some phone.
You get a phone call when
And
you
everybody
get
has to open that door without a search warrant.
I'm sorry?
I says you can't open them doors without a search warrant either.
Sure I
Without
can.
a dog sniffing it.
You're under arrest.
Okay. We'll see when my attorney calls you.
I can't believe he's still going with this story after went all of this evidence to the contrary of him being a marshal. It's very peculiar.
Did you get my wallet out of there?
Yep, I got your wallet.
Keys too?
I'm sorry?
The keys?
Your keys are staying there.
All right, when do I get to make my phone call?
When you get to the jail and after you get booked in. So you're being arrested for impersonating a police officer and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
I'm not a convicted felon.
I'm sorry, in the commission of a felony. I apologize.
Convicted felon.
You're being charged with impersonating a police officer and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony.
I have a license to carry a gun.
Doesn't matter. Impersonating a police officer is a felony. So they told you they found some pills inside your wallet?
Yeah, they're prescribed.
Okay. Where's your prescription at?
In my house.
Okay. You know you cannot carry pills on you without the prescription container?
The doctor told me I always could have them.
I'm sorry?
My doctor always told me that my doctor's numbers and cards in my file that they wouldn't give me.
Okay. No doctor is going to tell you that you can carry around pills without a prescription container.
I had them.
So you're also being charged with that, and you're also being charged with the introduction into a county facility, okay? So you're going to have 6 charges, okay?
What do you mean 6 charges?
Impersonating a police officer, unauthorized blue lights, using blue
I
lights.
always carry them pills on me.
Okay.
In case of.
All right.
I prescribe that. I have all that. I have a doctor.
Possession of a law enforcement badge, okay? Introduction into a county facility.
I told her when I came in the door I had it. I told the nurse when I came in the door.
They still came in. They still came in. You understand that? And that's not what I was told. I was told they found it upon searching. Not that you told them that you had it.
Go ask the lady.
Okay. So
I told her I have value in my wallet, in my personals. Can I get it?
Right.
She said no.
So here's the deal, all right? I'm gonna cut you a break on your running the red light, okay? Riding on the shoulder and the mirror on the side of the vehicle, okay? Those are all things that you can't do, okay? You have any questions for me?
No, sir. I just can't get anybody on the outside because every number I got's in that phone.
I hear
I can't
you.
get that
I hear
phone.
you.
I can't get no help.
Okay. I mean, I can't help you right now with that, all right? But you got to make some better decisions, okay?
I've never made a bad decision.
So you
in
still
my life.
maintain that you're U.S. Marshals?
No, it's from the stress. I've been awake for 5 days.
Okay,
I
but
don't
you
even remember
purchased
what
that.
I told you.
I don't think you purchased that badge while you were stressed. I think you had that badge. I don't think you put
No,
the
it was
blue
a house.
lights, the
It
red
was
and
a-
blue lights on your car.
It was there when I bought it. Now that I think back, they were there when I bought it.
The red and blue lights were there when you bought it? Okay.
Yeah, not hat and badge.
Okay. So regardless, right, you can't turn them on and you can't use them, what you did, okay?
Well, I know that. Like I said,
All right.
I'm so stressed out, I don't even know where I'm at.
You have any
I don't
questions
even
for me?
know.
Any other questions?
I just need to know how to get a bond to get out of here.
Okay. Well, I'm almost done with the paperwork, and then you can call a bondsman, okay? I think it's $18,000 is your bond, okay?
Well, they won't let me, they still won't let me bond out because I have to have an outside number.
Okay. I can't help you, okay?
And I can't get out of here because of that.
All right.
I got an attorney, but I can't call him either because I don't know his number.
All right, man. Well, there's an attorney list over there. You should be able to look it up, okay?
It's not over there.
All right. Well, I'm sure they can help you out over here.
Nah, she won't help me do nothing. She won't tell me nothing.
All right, man.
So we heard the officer list all the charges that this person faced, and it's incredibly serious. As you saw, it was a felony, and having the firearm was in the commission of the felony. So I looked it up, and I found what happened according to justice.gov. United States Attorney Roger B. Hanberg announced that Derry Wayne Lambert, 52 at the time of this incident, which was a few years back, has pleaded guilty to false impersonation of a federal officer. Lambert faces a maximum penalty of 3 years in federal prison. So this occurred in 2023, so he could even be out by now. So this is just one of those things where I have no idea why this man was doing this, and I'm sure they have done a follow-up investigation as to what if he engaged other people. Not the thing to do. And I've done a few of these impersonation cases lately. People have been sending them, and it's just actually interesting. I've only done a few in all the years that I was on the department. I didn't realize it was this big of of a thing. But I'd like to shout out a group of people for this video, and it's because of the officer who was gassing up his car, fueling up, and about to get off, didn't have the blinders on, handled business, followed through with you catch him, you clean him model of policing, and went from A to Z, got the feds involved, really pushed a really, really good case. I just want to say a shout out to the family members of the officers who miss out on that time with their family member because they're handling calls like this. That officer did a phenomenal job by sticking to the mission. You catch him, you clean him. If you like this kind of content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this. And don't forget to sign up to Incogni by scanning this QR code and use code Sergeant Curtis to get 60% off an annual plan.